Days of Our Lives spoilers from April 14th to April 25th promise everything we love about our favorite soap, drama, romance, and mystery. And rest assured, this latest chapter is tailor-made for fans who've been following these characters for decades. Let's begin with the fiery storm that erupts in the aftermath of Sammy Brady's shocking decision. After a heated confrontation, Sammy pulls the trigger on Leo Stark. While the details surrounding why Sammy shot Leo are still emerging, what follows is even more jaw-dropping. Javi Hernandez, caught in the wrong place at the right time, stumbles upon something deeply unsettling in Sammy's bed not long after the incident. What exactly Javi finds is still under wraps, but it's certain to stir trouble, raise questions, and perhaps even implicate someone else in Leo's shooting. Could there be a setup in play? Or is Sammy hiding more than just a weapon? While all this is brewing, Jada Hunter has been spending nights at Sean Brady's house, recovering from a brutal hangover and trying to sort out her feelings. But this temporary refuge doesn't sit well with Rafe Hernandez, who is already feeling sidelined and confused by Jada's actions. Rafe's emotional vulnerability, mixed with a dash of jealousy, leads him back into the orbit of none other than Sammy. Old flames die hard in Salem, and this one reignites fast. Sparks fly, lips lock, and before long, Rafe and Sammy end up in bed together, reliving the passion of a once tumultuous love story. The situation gets even messier during the week of April 21st to 25th, when Javi unexpectedly walks in on Sammy and Rafe during a heated moment under the covers. The sight stuns him, but more than that, it breaks his heart, because Jada, who is still clinging to hope, remains deeply in love with Rafe. Javi, caught in the middle of this tangled web of relationships, is left struggling with the weight of loyalty, truth, and betrayal. Meanwhile, JJ Devereaux finds himself backpedaling hard. His impulsive decision to accuse Gabby Hernandez of shooting EJ DiMera may have destroyed more than just trust. Though Gabby is indeed hiding something, namely the presence of a gun near the DiMera mansion on the night of the shooting, it becomes increasingly clear that she's not the one who pulled the trigger. JJ begins to realize his mistake and desperately wants to patch things up. However, the road to forgiveness is never easy, especially in Salem. JJ must now face the consequences of his reckless judgment while hoping Gabby will give him a second chance. Elsewhere, the stakes continue to rise for Steve Johnson and Marlena Evans. Their desperate search for John Black leads them to Estonia, where they confront the always menacing Orpheus. But Orpheus, as cold and calculating as ever, isn't in the mood to be cooperative. With a smirk and a shrug, he refuses to offer any new information on John's whereabouts and tells the couple to fend for themselves. Steve, frustrated and drained, is ready to abandon the trail. But Marlena, ever the fighter, isn't willing to give up just yet. She pleads for more time, believing they're closer than ever to finding John. Will Steve stick to his plan to leave? Or will love and loyalty keep him in Estonia for one last attempt? And while the hunt for John continues overseas, another emotional storm brews back home. Sarah Horton finds herself staring down the consequences of a major deception. Xander has discovered that Sarah was involved in forging a letter, one that may have played a critical role in a recent scandal. At first, Sarah tries to play dumb, feigning surprise and outrage. But secrets never stay buried for long in Salem, and Xander, ever the bloodhound, begins to put the pieces together. Despite the tension between them, Sarah and Xander plan an anniversary trip, hoping that a romantic getaway might help them reconnect and escape the shadows of their past mistakes. But nothing stays simple for long, and this trip is destined to go off the rails. Whether it ends in heartbreak, confession, or an explosive confrontation remains to be seen, but one thing is certain, it won't end the way either of them expected. As these explosive storylines unfold, Salem is once again at the heart of love triangles, revenge plots, and family feuds. The next 2 weeks will challenge relationships, expose lies, and force characters to confront truths they've long tried to bury. From Sammy's gunfire and Rafe's rekindled passions to JJ's desperate apology and Marlena's unshakable resolve, Days of Our Lives promises a storm of emotion, intrigue, and unpredictable twists. On Monday, April 14th, viewers of Days of Our Lives will be drawn into a tapestry of secrets, suspicions, and simmering tensions as the DiMera and Brady families find themselves ensnared in a web of unanswered questions and half-spoken truths. At the center of the storm stands Johnny DiMera, portrayed by Carson Boatman, whose every furtive glance and measured pause hint at a perilous secret he's determined to guard with his life. Though Johnny's lips remain sealed, the shadows beneath his eyes and the tremor in his hands betray the weight he carries, a weight so heavy it threatens to shatter the fragile peace he's built with his wife, Chanel Dupree DiMera, Raven Bowens. Johnny's dangerous secret. From the moment the cameras first trained on Johnny in this pivotal episode, it's clear he is wrestling with an inner turmoil that refuses to be quelled. We see him in the DiMera living room, the late afternoon sun casting long, angular shadows across his face as he toys with an object hidden in his pocket. His breathing is shallow, each exhale seems a deliberate effort to stave off panic. Though the audience doesn't yet know the full nature of his secret, the script gives us subtle clues: a sudden flinch when a car backfires outside, a refusal to answer Chanel's concerned question about why he's been so distant lately, and a momentary flicker of guilt that crosses his expression when the thought of E.J. DiMera's fate is mentioned. Behind closed doors, Johnny's mind races back to the fateful night when everything changed. He replayed it over and over, E.J.'s final words, the echo of a gunshot in the stillness, the look of shock in E.J.'s eyes. Was it self-defense? An accident? Or something far more sinister? Johnny's own memory is clouded by adrenaline and fear, and now, as he stands on the precipice of confession, he grapples with a single, crushing question: can he live with the truth if he finally allows it to surface? Sammy's lingering question across town. Sammy Brady, Allison Sweeney, finds herself on the brink of asking Johnny the question that has haunted her since EJ's untimely demise: did Johnny pull the trigger? Sammy's history is one of resilience forged in fire. She has endured betrayals, heartbreaks, and countless near-death experiences. Yet even she feels the weight of this moment. Clad in her signature sharp-edged style, Sammy paces her living room, phone in hand, rehearsing the words she longs to speak. She wants honesty, raw and unfiltered, but as she lifts the receiver to dial Johnny, another call interrupts her, one that demands her immediate attention. With a heavy sigh, she sets the phone aside, her questions suspended in midair like a specter that refuses to dissipate. Later, when the interruption has passed, Sammy will confront Johnny in person. The tension between them will crackle like electricity. Her gaze, once warm with affection, will harden into steely resolve. Johnny, she'll begin, voice trembling only slightly, I need to know, did you shoot EJ? Every word will land with the force of a hammer blow, and in that moment, the room will fall silent. Johnny's response, whether a confession, a denial, or a carefully crafted half-truth, will alter the course of their relationship forever. Chanel's growing doubt. Meanwhile, Chanel watches her husband with mounting unease. At first, she chalked up his behavior to stress from work or leftover trauma from his time undercover, but now the changes are too stark to ignore. The man who once greeted her each morning with a tender kiss and a playful grin now avoids eye contact, retreats to his study for hours on end, and flinches at the slightest touch. Chanel's heart aches as she pieces together the fragments of his furtive actions, the locked drawer in his desk, the hastily erased text messages, the unexplained late-night outings. Despite her love, she cannot silence the whisper of fear in her own mind. What if Johnny is capable of something truly dark? In scenes filled with quiet desperation, Chanel confronts Johnny, her voice breaking as she pleads for truth. Please, she murmurs, eyes glistening, just talk to me. Whatever it is, we can face it together. But Johnny, paralyzed by guilt and dread, slips away before she can see the turmoil reflected in his eyes. As he closes the door behind him, the final click of the lock echoes through the empty room, a sound that resonates with the weight of secrets left unspoken. Roman and Kate, innocence in question on another front of this multi-layered drama. Roman Brady, Josh Taylor, and Kate Roberts Brady, Lauren Koslow, engage in a charged conversation that threatens to reopen old wounds. When Rex Brady, Kyle Loader, discovered a firearm tucked away in Kate's drawer, rumors spread like wildfire through Salem. Did Kate, in a moment of rage or desperation, attempt to shoot EJ? Or was the gun planted to frame her? Roman, ever the protective husband, has been quick to dismiss the allegations, insisting that Kate's heart is too compassionate to ever contemplate such violence. Yet his own actions that night have come under scrutiny. Witnesses claim Roman retrieved the weapon from behind the bar, a detail he has yet to explain. In their tense exchange, Kate's voice trembles with indignation as she demands answers. Roman, she says, fingers clutching the edge of the kitchen counter, why did you take that gun? And who's been whispering lies about me? Roman, torn between loyalty and truth, chooses his words with care. He reaffirms his belief in Kate's innocence, but the flicker in his eyes betrays his uncertainty. As they stand in the soft glow of their kitchen lights, the Brady household, long a bastion of trust and family unity, seems on the verge of fracturing under the weight of suspicion. Xander versus Vivian. Not to be outdone in the realm of intrigue is Xander Kiriakis, Paul Telfer, whose simmering animosity toward Vivian Alamain, Louise Sorrell, reaches a boiling point when she announces her intention to move into the Kiriakis mansion. Vivian, with her silk scarves and diamond brooches, strides into the grand foyer as if it were her personal stage, declaring that she has every right to claim a place within the Kiriakis legacy. Xander, fists clenched and jaw set, demands to know by what authority she presumes to occupy their family home. Their argument crackles with venom, his sharp retorts met by her icy laughter. Into this maelstrom steps Philip Kiriakis, Jean-Paul Lavoisier, whose calm demeanor belies the storm raging beneath his surface. He gently places a hand on Xander's shoulder, offering a measured apology and a promise to mediate. But behind Philip's courteous facade, he's already calculating his next move: how to placate Vivian's demands without ceding too much power, how to preserve family unity while safeguarding the Kiriakis' fortune. In private, he'll map out contingencies and contingencies for his contingencies, sketching possible alliances and betrayals on a mental chessboard. Yet even his well-laid plans may not withstand Vivian's formidable will. She has never been one to be trifled with, and she relishes the challenge of turning Philip's own schemes to her advantage. A tapestry of twists and turns. As the episode unfolds, viewers will be swept along by a series of unexpected revelations and cliffhangers. Will Johnny finally unburden himself and face the consequences of his actions? Can Sammy reconcile her need for truth with her love for Johnny? Will Chanel's unwavering faith in her husband survive the test of doubt? Can Roman and Kate clear their names before the court of public opinion renders its verdict? And will Philip's delicate balancing act keep the Kiriakis dynasty intact? Or will Vivian's machinations bring the empire crashing down? Monday's installment of Days of Our Lives promises not just drama but an exploration of trust and betrayal, love and guilt, power and vulnerability. Each character stands at a crossroads, poised to make choices that will reverberate through Salem for months to come. As loyalties shift and alliances form in the most unexpected places, fans will be left breathless, eagerly anticipating the next twist in this ever-evolving saga. So mark your calendars for April 14th and prepare yourself for an episode brimming with tension, heartache, and the relentless pursuit of truth. Because in Salem, as always, no secret stays buried forever, and the darkest of deeds have a way of coming to light.